Welcome in, everybody. Hi, I'm Devin O'Day. Just got a little weather warning that just got sent down the pike. Dixon, Hickman, Murray, Lewis, and Williamson County are under a severe thunderstorm watch and some severe weather with some flash flooding. That's happening, but it's raining everywhere. There's already been a lot of flooding in Wilson County and around. So wherever you are, take the flood warnings very seriously. Make sure that you take care of yourself and your animals. Don't try to drive a place when there's water across the road. Just don't do it. Yeah, there are a lot of issues and there are a lot of things that happen every time we have a big weather flooding event. That it's not always avoidable, the danger, but it sometimes is. And so many times, if we take a chance, things do happen, and we don't want anybody to get hurt today. We want everybody to be safe and take lightning very seriously as well. Hey, coming up this week, there's all sorts of fun things going on. We're going to start first with reminding everybody that as soon as this bad weather is out of here, it's time for the very final homestand for the Nashville Sounds. A perfect way to socially distance, take your kids out and have a great time. And the weather should be good starting on Wednesday all the way through the weekend. And it is the final homestand for the Nashville Sounds. Hope you'll get out and take advantage of the incredible fun time. Lots of discounts, and you can take advantage of all sorts of different places to watch the game, including boxes or over at the club where you can have wait service while you're there. Can you imagine sitting there and watching a great game and getting wait service to your table with some fantastic food? All sorts of great swag, too. Go check out NashvilleSounds.com to find out how you can be a part of it. Big Joe on the Go covers all sorts of things, including Pet of the Week. You can follow what he does at Main Street Nashville on YouTube. And, of course, we're going to share a story because we love the animal side of what he does. Picolo Farms is a sanctuary, and we're going to tell you all about it. Go, Big Joe.
Started with a little, 7-acre property with about 4 usable acres on it, and thinking it was just going to be a fun little property for the two of us, and it turned into an animal sanctuary. We hit capacity really quickly there. There are so many animals that need homes, that need, safe places to be. These animals are neglected and abused, and so hitting capacity, it was sort of that thing where Jeff and I have had a conversation, roundabout, what are we going to do next? Now, all of a sudden, this came up, and it's literally a mile from the old property. You can walk here. It's on the same street, and it opens up so much room so that we don't have to say no anymore.
When people think of an animal sanctuary, Davidson County doesn't come to mind. Do you get that from people sometimes?
Yeah, we get it all the time. As a matter of fact, when people come to visit the farm, they say, "Oh wow, you were so close to us. We expected it to be really far away." So yeah, 15 minutes for people in East Nashville and West Nashville and downtown to get to an animal sanctuary. It's right here in town. It's great.
How many acres do we have now with this?
We have 7 additional acres with this property. So now total we have about 11 usable acres for animal intakes.
And this is going to be specifically for?
Yes, so we're going to start this out as goat and sheep, and it's going to allow us to be able to say yes to larger animals such as cows, alpaca, llama, things like that we had to say no to before. So we're really excited to be able to open things up a little bit more.
Currently, what do we have?
Currently, we have about 26 goats, 6 sheep, 13 pigs, 4 horses, a tortoise. We serve as the rooster rescue of Greater Nashville, so we've got unnamed numbers of roosters at the farm right now. So we have a few really amazing sponsors. We would love to find some more. Tito's Vodka is our largest corporate sponsor, and we've got a few angel donors out there who have helped us out quite a bit. Corporate sponsors are a dire need of ours to be able to continue to, do things like this where we really have expensive things that we have to put on the farm, like,
right.
Barns and fences and things like that. It really takes some large chunks of change.
Again, let's put this, you keep these animals forever.
We do, yes. Once they hit Picolo Farms, they're here for life. It's their forever home.
And I've heard from people that visit, it's more than just a visit, it's therapy. It
is therapy, yes. And we do work with other nonprofits around Nashville, such as In Slavery, Tennessee, the Dream Center of West Nashville, where we bring in some of the inner city kids. So it does serve as therapy quite often, even for some of the other nonprofits around town.
Why did you guys do this?
I have no idea. I have no idea why we did this. But, why do we keep doing this is a really good question, is because it's amazing. I mean, the animals just do so much amazing work, something that we had no idea that was going to happen. Jeff and I think for the first year and a half, we're like, what have we done? And now we've just sort of accepted it as this is our mission in life and the animals' mission in life. And we're here to keep it going. Can you imagine your life being anything else now? No. I also can't imagine going on vacation. That would be awesome. That'd be awesome.
What's the buzz in Nashville right now? The 2021 Tennessee Honey Festival, Sunday, October 3rd at Bicentennial Capitol Mall State Park in downtown Nashville. Visit TennesseeHoneyFestival.com today to reserve your tickets.
We love keeping you in touch with all the things coming up and all the things going on. And I love finding some of the new artists you might not be familiar with. And one that came to visit me when I was at WSM, he is, country music royalty, carrying on the Williams name, the family tradition. It is strong, y'all. And his music is different. It is not your typical traditional country. It's almost spooky how much Sam Williams looks like his grandfather. And he is the son of Hank Williams Jr., and he's just precious. And I love his music so much. It's very innovative and very different. I wouldn't call it traditional country, but it is real and it is raw. And he's got a brand new video out with Dolly Parton. I want you to check that out. But first, we're going to see what he sounds like live.
Mama's drinking again. There's a sparkle in her eye, and how I love to see her laughing. Oh, do I? God knows I've prayed for that smile. She got a suite at the new hotel downtown. That ain't something she does. And tried to call me out of the blue and act like that was someone she was. But you can't fool your own blood. You can't lie to a liar. Go ahead and flame the fire. You can't fool your own blood. And I know roads that I don't walk down. I don't walk down, not no more. They take me places I don't wanna go. Don't wanna go again, but now and then I'll take a wrong turn. And the lost highway claims me, it's so long. fine, no matter what I've done. I got a broken compass in my pocket, it's telling me where it is I come from. But you can't fool your own blood. You can't lie to a liar. Go ahead and flame the fire and burn down all it is you love. You can steal from a thief, and I'll act like I believe, but you can't fool your own blood.
Man, I tell you what, you watch that kid, Sam Williams, get his music. It is powerful. And he has a version of a song called Weatherman that his daddy, Hank Williams Jr., recorded a few years back. And it is incredible. Just take a look. Brand new duet with Dolly. Check it out. Download it wherever you get your good music. And if you want to talk about good music and tradition, you can't go far from Tootsie's.
Broadway's biggest street party is back. Tootsie's 60th Anniversary Birthday Bash. Tuesday, October the 5th. Come celebrate the anniversary of the honky tonk that started it all. Band start at noon. Admission is free.
Well, we're going to say hi to some of the folks who are watching today. Suzanne and Mark Thomas in Alabama. James Levere up in Pennsylvania. I think you're in Pennsylvania. James, am I right? Hope so. And wonderful songwriter. Elizabeth, who is here every day saying good morning to everybody. She is our cheerleader. Steve Burney here every day as well. Thank you so much, Steve. Joe Kidd joins us today. Joe Kidd and Sheila Burke listening and watching in Detroit, Michigan. So we love our Michiganders who are a great part of what we do. And Elizabeth, yeah, just wow. That song, you are right. It's so powerful. And hi, Janet. Yep, there's so much going on, so many wonderful things happening in Nashville. And one of the girls who covers it, she's my sister from another mister. She and I went to journalism school at University of Louisiana Monroe, and that is my friend Tammi Arender, who covers all sorts of farm to fork right here in Middle Tennessee for RFD-TV. And it also, her stories air on News Channel 5 here locally. And she has given us a chance to find out all sorts of interesting places around that take agriculture and bring it right to the table, and even a coffee house in Watertown.
Farm is a big deal for us because when you think about a farmhouse, you think going home, or at least that's what I think. I think of going home.
Austin Floyd and Allie O'Reilly were wooed by Watertown in Wilson County. The two grew up just down the road in another small town, Gladeville.
This is our honey bourbon latte, so this is what we're known for. We actually make the syrup from scratch.
Allie and Austin own the Adopted Farmhouse Coffee Company. Their goal is to offer an oasis for people to come in, sit a spell, have a great cup of coffee and conversation, and grab a bite. But there's much more to this menu than meets the eye, and it's found in the name.
We opened the coffee shop 3 months before we brought him home. So we were literally in the throes of adoption, and actually that's part of how we raised our funding is the coffee shop. We played a really big role, the business itself played a big role in helping her in getting the funds to bring him home. They were on a time crunch,
And the business was just a huge blessing for her. And so we wanted to do that for other families.
Austin and her husband were adopting Alex from China. So several times a year, there will be designated donation days where a portion of the proceeds go to help other families hoping to give a forever home to a child in need.
So I'm making the Watertown Club. It is just a spin on a club sandwich, but we add avocado to it, and it's got bacon and lettuce, tomato that we actually get from Lilac Farms.
And the other part of the name, Farmhouse, comes from not just the decor, but the decision to use area farmers when possible.
A lot of our tomatoes will come from the Shop Springs Farmers Market. Our honey comes from a local honey lady that lives just down the road. We have all kinds of, we have local bread that comes from a dear friend that's just down the road. So we use a lot of, because we want to help support the farmers and the people who live here in town.
Several people in town that'll even bring us their fresh blueberries and blackberries, and so we'll do fresh baked goods that have those fresh local berries in them.
Farm fresh tomato makes all the difference in the world. I could eat enough of that, it would make an elephant scream yunkel.
Allie and Austin have brought 2 other ladies on to help run the kitchen. Kim does the savory and Heather does desserts, all working together to bring this little slice of heaven to the square in Watertown.
When people leave, we want them to have experienced the heart of who Watertown is and that peace that we hope resides in this building, that they can come back and experience that another time.
In Watertown, I'm Tammi Arender for News Channel 5.
The cool thing about Watertown is it's part of Wilson County, but there is a train that goes from downtown Nashville to Watertown. Often they have shopping excursions and things like that. So it's really neat if you're going to be touring Nashville, or if you live in Nashville and want something really interesting and really different, you can have a little libation on the train and take it all the way out from the Tennessee Railway Museum down in downtown, right at First Avenue, right out to Watertown, and then they bring you back after you shop, maybe have lunch, and they have shopping excursions all the time. So check that out. It's always fun to do, and I always think be a tourist in your own hometown first. A lot of people aren't traveling these days, but there's some really fun places to go and really fun things to do. We like to tell you about them. If you've got a place that you have found, let me know, because we might want to cover it in a story. I love sharing all the local stories, and we kind of want you to know a little bit about our newspapers, because we've got newspapers all over Middle Tennessee, and we cover the stories and the events and the public service announcements that a lot of times traditional media has stopped covering. If you've got a kid that's playing in a ball game, if you've got a kid who wanted at a science fair, or maybe you have a nonprofit event that's coming up, chances are our papers are the ones who are going to be telling those stories. Maybe it's just a story of a neighbor next door. That's the kind of stories we like to tell here at Main Street. Well, let's go to Main Street, Clarksville. There's something going on in Clarksville that is going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned. Pubtoberfest coming up this weekend in Clarksville, and just keeping you caught up on some of the new voices that are in country music. Some of them are in Americana music, some are in bluegrass, some are in gospel. We don't really have a format here except good music and talent that I have gotten to meet or gotten to find along the way. And we're going to start out with a young lady. I have done a lot of sessions for songs I've written. Jerry House and I used to call on Pete Wasner all the time. Pete was also, he's been on the road with Vince Gill for many years, and he's just one of the most incredible keyboard players ever. So when I saw the name MacKenzie Wasner, I thought, I wonder. And sure enough, Pete's little girl MacKenzie Wasner is incredible. She played Backstage Nashville a while back, and I thought I would share her with you. We're going to have an interview coming up with her in not too long from now. We've been chatting up on Instagram, so you can follow her, MacKenzie Wasner, on Instagram and find out all about her new music.
Red wine reminder in my head. Trying to feel alright in the bright morning light. Oh, but I still miss the taste of the Cabernet kiss. Oh, I don't know what I should do. All I know is that I want you, and a red wine reminder in my head. It'll take more than a headache for my broke heart to forget. This bottle's almost empty. I'm still full of regret. Yeah, it's that red wine reminder in my head. Red wine reminder in my head. I wanna breathe you in. I wanna feel you again. Catch a little buzz, roll over us. Reminisce about when we were us. I don't know what I should do. All I know is I want you, and a red wine reminder in my head. It'll take more than a headache for my broke heart to forget. This bottle's almost empty. I'm still full of regret. Yeah, it's that red wine reminder in my head. Red wine reminder in my head. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Red wine reminder in my head. It'll take more than a headache for my broke heart to forget. This bottle's almost empty. I'm still full of regret. And no matter how much I drink, I replay how you left. It's a red wine reminder in my head. Red wine reminder in my head. Yeah, it's a red wine reminder in my head.
Main Street Media, the goal has always been local, local, local. Because as a media company, as we saw things going away from local, it was the question, who's going to tell our stories? Who's going to tell them if we don't?
Start it up.
The Waverly Art Park, they were wondering whether they were going to do their fall art jam, but guess what? They are. Waverly has seen a lot of tragedy, and it is the American spirit that says, even in spite of the tragedy, we're going to go and celebrate life and being alive and being survivors. And that's what they're doing. The Walls Art Park, September 25th and 26th in Waverly. Over 70 artists, over 30 walls, live music, food trucks. You can go out and see it. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost anything to go. So head out there and support the people that are in the Waverly community and support their businesses that are out there. And let's head over to Hendersonville, because this week is also a ribbon cutting ceremony for WHIN Radio. They've gone through a whole metamorphosis out there. And that is Thursday, the 23rd. And it is also the day for Taste of Hendersonville. So 4:00, cutting the ribbon, WHIN, out at the streets of Indian Lake. You can have a vendor booth out there. You can just go be part of tasting a lot of food. This year it was really hard because everybody is so short staffed. They're going, well, if we're going to have our restaurant open, how can we have people there? And volunteers from the Chamber of Commerce in Hendersonville have stepped up, and they're going to be there. It's going to be a fantastic time. Taste of Hendersonville this Thursday night. Well, we're going to close with a young lady I also got to meet because of Backstage Nashville. We did a corporate event, and then she was the discovery artist. She is traditional country as a turnip green. She is so good. Her name is Mae Estes, and her voice is so pure and so good. And I'm going to close with her new video, but follow her on all the Instagram, Mae, M-A-E, Estes, Mae Estes. She is fantastic. I wouldn't steer you wrong. Be safe, be kind. Remember, you are loved, everybody. Be sure you subscribe here, whether you watch on YouTube, whether you watch on one of our Main Street pages. And by all means, if you want to keep up with what's going on in the Mid-State, subscribe to one of our local papers or our 5-day-a-week digital paper of the entire Mid-State at Main Street Nashville, mainstreetnash.com. God bless you. Have a great day. Here's Mae Estes.
Mama said you better watch your mouth if you ain't got nothing nice to say. Just bat your eyes and keep it quiet, and loose lips sink ships every day. Don't be coming home late from a night out drinking, sneaking up the back porch steps. 'Cause there's a 44 laying on the bedside table, and it ain't missed anything yet. Mama tried, but some things just can't be saved. And I know mama's cried, watching her baby girl slip away. I'm the head heathen, for some reason your pretty little heart's been broke. And you know I don't mean to get into the trouble I've come to know. You can take the credit, you can take the blame, but mama, I'ma help you raise. There's always an apple on the family tree that's got a few more bruises than the rest. Mama tried to shine it up real nice, but she could still throw it down